everyone, I just wanted to show you my orchid corner and introduce you to my collection. It's a little bit messy here because yesterday was a watering day, so I've got pots around, but I just wanted to take you through and introduce you to everyone. Alright, so this is a Brassia. It's a no ID, and this leaf was like this long when I got it, but it was all munched up, so I cut the end off. The blooms are very short lasting. They last about 11 days from open to fade, which is a bummer, but that's okay. This Brassia is putting a 1, 2, 3 new growths. They're doing pretty well, but I don't have a layer of sphagnum moss on the top of this pot. I don't know if these new growths are a little bit too young to put roots down yet, or if I should just layer some sphagnum moss on top, because I'm having pretty good success with getting roots to sprout by adding that moist layer of sphagnum on top. We'll see. I might change it. This is my Paphiopedilum. It has an ID. It's Maculi curtisi Maudier cross with Paph Maudier Napa Valley. It had its flower bloom. Now it's faded. I really love the leaves. They're mottled. I wish the pattern was a bit stronger. We'll see. I'm keeping it in sphagnum moss just like it was when I got it because the roots seem to be happy. I'm just not sure. I don't want to risk repotting it. We'll see. As you can see, that's dripping because I just re-wet the sphagnum. I take care of this one by anytime the sphagnum feels almost dry, I just run some water through it so it's wet again, and then I let it dry out. It's usually every 5 days that I need to re-wet it. It seems to be doing okay. I don't know if sphagnum moss is ideal for these, but I'm going to leave it that way for now. This orchid has never bloomed for me. This is my Miltonia Charles M. Fitch Izumi. My boyfriend got it for me for my birthday last September. It's February and it's still working on doing some stuff. So you can see here I put sphagnum moss over the top layer of the plant, and it's put a lot of new roots down actually on its new growth. So I feel like this is a good method for me, and I'm going to continue I spray this like every other day just so it stays a little bit moist, and then I water this, twice a week. And it seems to be doing okay. It has this funny red brownish pattern that's popped up on the top leaf of each pseudobulb. It happened on this pseudobulb here and I cut the leaf off, but now it's just happening on another one, so we'll see what happens with this plant. I don't know. Alright, here's probably one of my favorites just because I was so excited to get it to rebloom. It's my huge Oncidium wildcat, or at least I think that's what it is, but it's definitely Oncidium family. You can see by the pseudobulbs. Here's an old pseudobulb, the oldest one. It's shriveling, I think, because it's feeding the new growths. This was the one that was just in flower. And you can see this plant has put down ridiculous roots. It's just like this was media and now it's all roots. And additionally, you can see that it's put on a little baby new growth right here, and I'm so excited to see that come. There's another new one coming from this pseudobulb. This is the one that the new growth is coming, but there's another one I can see from here. So maybe in the next year I'll have 5 bulbs on this ridiculously large plant. I would be excited about that. This is a no ID Oncidium. I think it's Oncidium Rosy Sunset I got from Trader Joe's. It's got some wrinkly pseudobulbs, but overall the plant seems to be in good enough shape. This curly pseudobulb is like weird, but it is putting on new growth. Here's 1, 2, 3. This guy is 3 new growths, so I think it's coming along well. And this one again has a layer of sphagnum on the top, and you can see down there's another new root forming. So I think that's helping encourage roots to grow. These are my 2 Phalaenopsis orchids. They're both no IDs. This one's kind of a harlequin looking fowl, and it's sick. It's supposed to be a medium-sized phal, but the leaves are pretty small because it's been through abuse. It was my second orchid, so I really didn't know what I was doing, and I killed a lot of its roots. And this is my mini phal. This was a rescue from kind of a hoarder house, I guess, and I named it Frodo. I don't know what color the flowers are going to be, but it's really firm in the pot. You see that? It's really established itself, so maybe this year this one will bloom. I don't think this one will, but this one might. This is just another division of this plant. This plant had like 12 pseudobulbs or something, so I decided to split it because it was just bursting out of the pot. I don't know if it was a good idea, but this new division is having one new growth, and this new growth here, the pseudobulb, was so fat that it burst out of the sides of its sheath, or whatever word I'm supposed to use here. So I think that this plant is pretty happy. It just has some old wrinkly growths, and I think that's kind of normal. Maybe it was a little dehydrated at one point, but the new growth is super fat. All right, so let me take you to my Nelly Islers. These are both Nelly Isler orchids. This is the only bloom I got from this plant. You guys have seen me talk about this probably. I got this one in last November, and it was this one is a Christmas present from my boyfriend, and it's pretty healthy. All its bulbs are nice and fat, but it is in the Promax. It's like a dirt kind of mix. People say it's good for orchids, but I want to repot this as soon as it goes out of bloom. And then we've got this Nelly Isler, which is the sick one that I got last November. I had disaster happen. You can watch videos about it. But it has this new growth coming. And additionally, there's a new growth coming off the new growth. So I'm curious to see what will happen here. For all I know, that could be a flower spike, but to me it looks more like a pseudobulb. We'll see what happens. And this plant also has the layer of sphagnum moss on top, and you can see new root right there. So all my plants that I put sphagnum on, they all have new roots coming from their pseudobulb, or their new shoots, their new growths. And the ones that don't have it don't have any new growths. This is I took some leaves off a plant in a grocery store to see what would happen to grow a Christmas cactus. This is not an orchid, but it has put some roots down. My friend gave me this idea that I should steal little starts off of plants around the city and wherever I find them, and just take, like one little leaf so it doesn't hurt the plant, and then call it my stolen garden. And I think that's kind of funny. I might do it, only if it's not hurting anyone or damaging plants for real. And of course, this is my Miltoniopsis, no ID. I just got this one and this one very recently. This one smells like, I don't know, let me see. It just has a really strong floral smell, like a flower shop. It's kind of rosy. At nighttime, these flowers look purple, but in the daytime, they just take this gorgeous red color. However, it's a deeper red than is showing on my screen. It's kind of like red wine, and on the screen it's showing like a blood red almost. But yeah, and it's just going wild. It has tons of new growths coming. This plant is pretty well established, and I'm happy, and it has these blooms that are yet to come. And this orchid, now that its blooms have been open a few days, I find that blooms tend not to smell their full powerful smell until after a few days of being open. This does smell just like roses. It's pretty astonishing how much this smells like roses. It has the little bat shape on the lip and a little lipstick kiss, and I think it's so cute. Additionally, this plant is having a lot of mutant petals. There's a mutant petal here. There's a mutant petal here. This flower didn't even bloom properly because some weird mutant thing gave it a wrinkly lip and multiple strange extra lips coming from the center. So we'll see what happens there. I'm curious how the rest of these flowers will bloom. But that is my orchid collection. This is my orchid corner, and I hope you liked the little tour. I have only seen maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I've seen about 8 out of the 13 in bloom. The other ones are going to just have to be a surprise. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I suppose when I get another bloom or something interesting, maybe I'll update this video. I'm also going to some orchid shows in the near future in Portland. So I might pick up a whole bunch of plants. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that's how I keep my plants. By the way, that little window thing is just some paper so it shades from direct sunlight, so it doesn't burn. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.